Hello everyone and welcome to day 2 of Alliance Tournament 16. It's just me, Epiphany, with you today, bringing you the elimination matches. People who lose the matches on this stream are people who are out of the AT this year. Our first match of today is going to be Barcode going up against Chaos Theory. Barcode bringing a crazy top heavy comp in terms of points with their flagship Leshak. The flag shack, if you will, with a Vindy and a Balgorn, then followed by a fairly weak low end in terms of points, but still very powerful. You've got the Exec for Reps, Magus Pontifex for Links, a Vedmak, Nutriglavian Frigg, Purifier, Nemesis Punisher. So that is a ton of DPS coming out of the Barcode team, going up against Chaos Theory, who have brought a Balgorn, Praxis, Guardian Reaper, Gnosis, Blackbird, Thorax, a Vexer, Mauler, and Griffin. Now, a big question in this match is how is the screening going to work? Because obviously the Leshak and the Vindicator are the main portion of Barcode team's DPS, but they are both very, very short range DPS, especially in the case of a Vindicator. If that Rapier can use its long range webs to screen the Vindy down and possibly even the Leshak as well, then the Barcode team are going to be in a lot of trouble. And on top of that, we need to know what the jams are. We have a Blackbird and a Griffin for Chaos Theory, so that's a fair number of jams. We've got mostly a Margalente here for Barcode team, so depending on which racial jams they fitted, they may get a ton of jams or no jams at all. Got 20 seconds till the match starts. Both teams have come in. They are kind of close an angle. I don't think they're the closest you could be, one off. But obviously, but for some reason, Chaos Theory are in really close with all their cruisers. Barcode team have come in a little bit further away, but they're going to try and rush on as quickly as possible. So the match starting now. Let's see how it goes. We should be seeing Chaos Theory in the Reg team burning away. Actually, no, they're sending their cruisers into screen as best they can. Interesting choice there. Punisher coming in for Team Barcode. Let's see what he tries to tackle. Looks like he has gone for the Praxis, I think. No, he's actually gone for the Balgorn. There we go. So, we've got the Griffin already of Chaos Theory taking a ton of damage there. We've got webs on the Balgorn, Vindy, and a Shack to screen them off, try and keep them away as long as possible from the more important ships. Griffin down already. Those jams are really important, but we still have jams attempted on the Bal, Vindy, and the Shack. The Vindy taking a lot of damage. There's only an Exec for reps, plus all the heavy drones that can come out of all those high-end ships. And it looks like the Thorax is the next primary on the Chaos Theory side. He's holding for now, but he's muted, he's webbed, he's grappled, and it might be some jam cycles on the DPS. Looks like the Vindy's holding just about fine. We've got the Punisher taking some damage as well. He's receiving a jam cycle, he's webbed. Ooh, Thorax now going down into structure, very low speed. Thorax goes down, Chaos Theory down 2 ships already. Barcode team not managing to keep all their dudes up so far. Looks like the Gnosis coming down next. Just tech one hull. That hasn't got a huge tank on it there. It's web, it's taking damage, but the Praxis as well, actually. Both Society of Conscious Thought ships taking a ton of damage here on the Chaos Theory side. Guardian struggling to keep up with Rets. We've got nukes coming on the primaries as well to turn off their hardeners. Vindy's still in trouble, but the Balgorn and the Shack are all taking damage through shield. Need a little bit more focus fire here from Chaos Theory if they're going to achieve anything, and damn! There goes the Gnosis. Looks like Barcode are reinforcing themselves, refusing to go down 0-2 in this tournament, and beating up on Chaos Theory. Praxis now going into the bottom of its armor, into structure. Looks like the Praxis going down, and once this is down, I think that's pretty much all told for this match. Yep, 2 minutes in, and Barcode have a 35-point victory. Haven't lost a single ship, taking out a battleship, a battlecruiser, a cruiser, and that frigate Griffin on the Chaos Theory side. Barcode team's control bar still huge from the bonus webs, range on the Vindy, amount effect on the Vindy, sorry, range on the Balgorn. Now the Balgorn going down for Chaos Theory as well. It's worth noting that the Barcode Leshak here is in fact their flagship. I'm not sure if Chaos Theory bought their flagship in this match or not. Balgorn going down there, and Barcode are officially in cleanup mode here. Just finishing off the ships. They've destroyed half of their opponent's team, and they will be sailing through to the next round. Let's have a little look to see if we know who they'll be facing in the next round. It looks like they will be facing the loser of match 52. Match 52 being Bright Side of Death and Salt Farmers. So Barcode will be going on to face Bright Side of Death and Salt Farmers loser. Neither of those teams are known to be particularly strong tournament teams, though obviously they've both won their first matches against the Weekend Warriors and Unspoken Alliance respectively, so that'll be a great match to watch. But yeah, so just a bit of cleanup here, finally getting that Rapier grappled and neutered, those Balgorn newts and webs doing a ton of work, a ton of heavy lifting for the Barco team to allow them to get their Vindi and the Leshak onto the targets they want and get that Leshak spooling up its DPS. There we go. Rapier going down at last. I'm sure that the Barco team are very, very glad to have managed to play out a win here. They yesterday had a kind of a Fly Killer versus Fly Killer face-off, which is the old Hydra-style artillery Sleipnirs, just lots of control, volleying with artilleries from afar and extremely good piloting. They're taken down by some long-range webs from a Loki and a Rapier against their opponents. So they didn't let that happen this time. They did not let a Rapier stop them. They brought their own long-range webs in the form of the Balgorn, and they have won their match here. I do think I prefer Barcode's comp that they brought to this match. It is very, very top heavy, but all the ships really work together quite nicely. There is a ton of DPS, which I always like to see. The Chaos Theory comp, it was a lot of ships that are okay in the Alliance tournament, but it felt less cohesive, I would say. They had this Balgorn Praxis Guardian combo, which kind of makes sense, but it's harder to see what the intent, what the style of engagement, what the win condition the Chaos Theory team is trying to impose on their opponents. Whereas with the Barco team, it is very, very clear what they're trying to do, and all their ships are chosen to exactly do that thing. You want your Alliance tournament teams to be versatile, ideally in what they're capable of engaging, but very focused in how they engage and what they do and how they get you to it. Now, with that final Vexor going down for Chaos Theory, Barcode have guaranteed themselves the win. They'll be going through to the next round, and we will see you guys for the next match in about 10-15 minutes.
They must be doing the same things they did last time. They're just charging straight in towards the enemy. They have no fear.
For good fights, make it brave.
Hi, my name is Durhadur, dreaded CEO Emeritus. My interests include streaming. Hey, speaking of streaming, you should check out my Twitch channel, twitch.tv/Durhadur, multidollarmediaempire.com. Check out my Twitter, twitter.com/Durhadur, multidollarmediaempire.com.
Warp drive active.
You have some of the crew getting ready? Right here we got the commentating booth, and last but not least, the studio. Come and have a look. Hope you guys enjoyed the stream.
Hi, I'm Gran Arcana, Test Alliance Head Diplomat. My interests are negotiating backroom deals and glazing the blue donut. My ideal fleet member is your entire corporation. If you want to fly with me, join Test today.
Hey guys, and welcome back. We have Seven Sins going up against Phage and Terror. Match starting in just a few seconds. Both teams bringing very heavy DPS, battle cruisers, and just generally Galente hulls with that all up in your face blasters damage. Both teams coming in. We've got Phage and Terror in at 30, and the other team, Seven Sins, in at 50. And here we go. Both teams a little bit cautious at the start, burning around, looking for positioning. I'm really looking to see what this curse from Lauren Chelian chooses to newt out as its primary. Looks like we've got some damage going on to the low end of the Seven Sins team. The Retribution and the Vedmak taking damage there. We've got a TD and a Target Painter going on the Retribution. Odd primary choice given it's an assault frigate with that ADC, but we'll have to see how it goes for them. Maybe trying to pull reps away from the Vedmak. That might be their real problem. Yep, Target Painter going onto it there. Oh, Griffin suddenly volleyed out of space from the Phage and Terror team. Seven Sins taking that out quickly. Big boon to them. Do not want to be jammed in this match. I'd be interested to know if they had those info links ready and going to help stop those jams coming in. But both teams, despite being quite heavy damage teams, are just dancing around each other, keeping it quite cautious at the moment. Now we have the curse from Lauren taking a ton damage here. He's just about holding reps at the moment. It's just an exec on the side of Seven Sins, so that's not as much rep going on there. However, it does. We do have a lot of potential rep bots from both teams here, just swarming around, and they are a huge important part of any team's tank. One of the reasons that bringing so many battle cruisers is such a strong comp is that they all have a huge drone bay. They can all bring at least one flight of medium rep bots, and oh, there we go, Sunesis down on the Phage and Terror side as well. Seven Sins taking out the low end of Phage and Terror, whilst Phage and Terror are having trouble applying all their damage. Teams now mashing together a little bit more. Phage and Terror feeling the pressure here. They've now got their curse painted, damped, jammed. It's receiving reps, but I'm not sure it's going to be able to hold. Now, in fact, actually the Guardian of Phage and Terror under a lot of pressure. Seven Sins have their Thorax taking damage now. It's still holding just about okay. We've got their own Executor doing reps as best it can. Phage and Terror actually have a Guardian full T2 reps there, but it is struggling to hold these smaller ships. Now, Vengeance taking a little bit of damage for Phage and Terror, but one of the things to note here is that Seven Sins have a much smaller control bar. They have much less potential E-War modules, but they are applying almost all of it constantly, whereas Phage and Terror just cannot get it down. That curse is being jammed and damped into oblivion. Even if it gets unjammed, it's going to have a really rough time getting a lock-on in time before it's potentially jammed again. That's why the combination of jams and damps is so very strong. Guardian being damped now as well, as Seven Sins try to find a gap in its reps to get some more damage down and kill another ship. Seven Sins still holding reps just fine, but they're not making any more progress. Phage and Terror still struggling to make progress as well. We'll have to see. We're about a third of the way through the match here. We've kind of come to a bit of a standstill of both teams' posture and trying to get an advantageous position to burn down one of the opponent's ships. Curse now for Phage and Terror, taking a bit more damage. He's still just about holding reps. He's going down into half armor, but he seems to be holding okay just now. Maybe he'll pull out just a little bit to be safe. Looks like he's burning around the outside of the wall, being chased by the battle cruisers of the Seven Sins team. You've got the Brutix, the Brute Navy issue, the Loki, all burning down around. Are they anchored on each other? Is that a thing that's happening? Because they're all in this big line. No, they're just burning in kind of the same direction, kind of at each other. That's okay. So we've got the core of the Seven Sins team here, all chasing down this curse as best they can. The curse trying to run away, but he is painted, as I said before, so he's taking a lot of damage. Looks like he is... Yeah, he's got a whole ton of EOR effects going at him. He is the core primary at the moment, but they're struggling to apply that damage, possibly because of range issues. I can't see. Let's see if this Brutix Navy is in fact close or long range fix. That could be the main issue here. It looks like that they are in fact blaster fit. Yeah, so the Brutix Navy here is blasted a bit. Let's have a look at the other ships. Oh, Retribution suddenly taking a ton of damage, and it goes down. Phage and Terror pick up a kill. They needed that to start coming back into this match, and now it's 5-4 in the favour of Phage and Terror with that pickup of that 5-point Retribution. So yeah, it looks like these battle cruisers are short range fit, at least the Brutix Navy is. Let's check another one. Let's have a look at the Harvey. I don't know my lasers that well, but we'll have a little look. The Harvey appears to be Pulse, I want to say. So yeah, they're close range fit, and they are bearing down on this curse. As we can see, in fact, the Guardian now, in fact, taking more damage. But he is repping just fine. He's probably got his ancillary running. Looks like he just got a little bit too close to the ball of battle cruisers whilst trying to save his curse buddy, and has got himself caught. He's got a web on him now, which means that the battle cruisers are going to have a much easier time catching up. He's burning away as best he can, speed picking up there, but he's only topping out at maybe 900, 1000, and he is slowing down further as more webs are applied. These battle cruisers speeding onto him, getting closer and closer and closer. We've got a Vedmak here sat next to him as well, trying to keep him tackled down. But actually, the web fallen off the Guardian now. It looks like he's just managed to pull just enough range, so speed's going back up to 1200, pulling away again. And we've got the Thorax of Toxic on the Seven Sins side. Seven Sins side, oh, that's a bit of a tongue twister, taking damage. It looks like he's going to go down shortly. Oh, he's Instructor. Yep, he's definitely going to go down. Another pickup there for the Phage and Terror, but they lost their Navy Omen in that time. I just barely missed that. That looks... Did I miss that, or was that a boundary? I can't tell because I don't have local open on my window. But that's okay. Really close match here. Seven Sins bringing it back to their lead, 12 points to 9, but everything all to play for here. Still both sides fighting as best they can. Let's see how it comes through next. What's the next primary going to be? It looks like the Vedamak's taking a bit more damage. This curse down, bleeding into structure. Looks like he's finally going to be going down after all this time. He's done so well to survive as long as he has. Some really great piloting, but it might just be the end of him. The Guardian might be jammed by the looks of it. If he cannot get his... There's no jamming ships, so there might just be jammed drones. So if the Guardians jams that curse, it's not long for this world. Last little bit of structure there. Curse goes down. Really big pickup there for Seven Sins. They're taking a much bigger lead in this match with that really important curse going down. Seven Sins now 23 points to 9. And you see that Phage and Terror control bar drop a ton. Very, very small now compared to where it was. Though Seven Sins still struggling to apply all of their control, still very low in that green bar. Executor now finally taking some damage on the Seven Sins side, but it's in fact the Vedmak that looks to be in the most trouble as these ships try to find their next target. Let's see what Phage and Terror are going to go for next. Looks like the Guardian still of Phage and Terror in trouble. He's burning away, but he's got this conga line of battle cruisers speeding up and chasing after him. Vengeance running after him as well, possibly to try and screen off whatever's getting close, whatever's tackling him. It looks like Guardian does have a web on it, and there we go, that damage applying going down through armor. He needs to escape, or he's going to be going down very quickly. Rep cycles are going, but it looks like it's not going to be enough. Guardians bleeding through structure. If they manage to pick this off, Seven Sins will pretty much have this match in the bag. He goes down, but at the same time, the Confessor of Dry Strew on the other side taking a lot of damage. It's not a good trade, but they need something if Phage and Terror are going to come in this match. But no, he's catching reps again. Looks like the Confessor's going to just about survive for now. But no, going back down. Oh, suddenly Vengeance goes down out of nowhere. With no Guardian reps left, it is so much easier to pick off all these Phage and Terror ships. And it looks like Seven Sins is going into maximum cleanup mode. Yeah, with that web, Loki, it is so hard to escape, those long-range webs. Obviously, they cannot be faction in the Alliance tournament. That's reserved for... in fact, you can't even have those on flagships anymore, I don't believe. You got to have regular T2 webs, but they are still very long. Deimos now going down. ADC doesn't matter if you're not receiving reps. Deimos is going to drop there. Seven Sins, after a very close first couple of minutes with the two teams positioning and jousting against each other, they have managed to pull out the victory against Phage and Terror, who will sadly be dropping out of the Alliance tournament as this ends the elimination bracket. Seven's going in onto the next match. Seven Sins will be going up against the loser of match 51. Let's find out what match 51 is. That will be the loser of Laserhawks and United Federation of Conifers. Laserhawks probably a heavy favourite in that match, so we may be seeing a Seven Sins versus United Federation of Conifers match, but we don't know that yet. We've still got that match to play. Upsets can happen anywhere if we've learned anything from yesterday and last year's tournament as well. A start date of Phage and Terror taking damage now. It should have a local rep, as it does have a bonus to that on the hull. Yep, he's repping back up, doing the best he can. Phage and Terror seeing if they can pick anything off before they go, but it does not look like they will be able to do so. Lots of the drone swarm still active and flying around, doing the best job they can. You know, with the Damnation Asarti and Navy exec, that's still a lot of ret drones going around. Phage and Terror are doing the best they can, but I just don't see them breaking anything else here unless there's a significant piloting error. Let's see if they can get anything there. We've just got this kind of like a battle ball of ships right in the middle, all shooting at each other, and then it looks like we've got this exec Navy floating around the outside with the exec, and time is out. Seven Sins win the match, going through to the next round. Hydra.
Is this the question?
I
Is
mean,
this a real question?
I've asked a question for every
I know,
round.
right? Tempest Calcif is so
Yeah,
good.
just
They
skip
have
it.
such tournament pedigree.
Yeah, they're so good, dude. Yeah, skip it and
Look,
move on. Hydra.
Massive snuff fleet.
That's friendly.
Is that
Relax, dude.
Dude, that's
not snuff. That's 3 snuff and an Ardra.
Kidding me?
Jesus Christ, are you the last Spartan?
I know how to name drop too. Sergeant, I would say it wrong. Patrick Archer, Harvey Skywalker, CCP, good at me, and I'll say it correct the first time, and then after that I'll mispronounce it. Yeah.
Two Abaddons.
Two Abaddons.
Did I say 3?
Yes. Where's he catching reps from? Is the Proteus repping here?
Could be.
But you can't have cap transfers on an Executor. A remote tracking booster?
No.
Docking request denied.
Hello everyone and welcome back to AT16. This is the losers bracket. I am Apophany, bringing you Immediate Destruction going up against End of Life. Immediate Destruction being very kind or managing to fail to count to 100, as they have given End of Life 2 points by bringing a 2-point undermanned setup at 98. Occasionally a 99-point setup makes sense if it's just like the perfect realm of ships, but 2 points, you could have done something better with 2 points, to be frank. You know, that Vexor and Mauler could have been ADCs. Sorry, they could have been assault frigates, something like that. So yeah, slight error on the part of Immediate Destruction there. but we shall see how it plays out for them. We've got about 20 seconds till the match starts. We have a battle cruiser off effectively with an Armageddon on the top end for immediate destruction. End of life just going for as many battle cruisers as they can fit, being 5. So let's see how this goes. Both teams bringing execs with 3 T2 Logi bands coming in, so they had to really think about what they wanted to bring here. So here we go. Match starts. End of life starting in very, very close to the center of the arena. A little bit more spread out for immediate destruction. Whoa, here they go. End of life burning straight on in. Looks like because they're at close angle, we have the entire immediate destruction team just burning at that exec, getting on top of it super, super easy. So that exec of Regaru for immediate destruction taking a ton of damage already. Might go down quickly, but at the same time we've got the exec of No 457 from End of Life also taking a ton of damage. We may have a Logi trade on our hands here. Both execs falling at about the same rate, but also an exec Navy actually starting to take damage. But which Logi is going to fall first? Regaru is slightly losing here, but it's really, really close. The exec of Regaru is burning away as best he can, but he is struggling so much he's not tackled. But the executor of Node is, and End of Life looks like they're going to lose their first Logi first. Yes, they do. So quick, big pickup for immediate destruction there. Even if they lose their Logi now a little bit later, that does mean that the momentum of the match, they can start shooting other things, whereas End of Life have to finish off that exec. It's going to take them more time, and they are officially behind. Now, the exec has burnt around back in. Wow, it's actually doing a really good job of evading the team here. That Punisher of Willow K on the side of immediate destruction. On the side of End of Life. It seems not to have any tackle mods, because if so, it should be using them. Or he just can't seem to catch the exec. Oh, he's got him now. Oh, shit goes down. That was the exec finally going down. So we've got the Logi trade done here, but immediate destruction gained so much time, they managed to pick off a Harbinger in the time. So now a battle cruiser up in this trade, and it's like the Armageddon for immediate destruction is taking a pummeling now. It's a lot of VHP to burn through, a dangerous choice, but one that may pay off. Looks like the Synesis there for End of Life as well gets caught. So again, just pushing their lead a little bit further. Immediate destruction are End of Life burning through this Armageddon, but they're probably going to lose too many ships before they manage to finish it. It's a nice thing to get off grid, but they're just going to lose too much in exchange. Their Fleet Hurricane now going through structure. It's webbed, it's neutered, it's scrammed, it's receiving rets from ret bots, but it is not going to be enough. It is going to go down there, and that means 2 core DPS ships for End of Life down, whereas immediate destruction, they've got everything left apart from their exec. This Armageddon's going to go down soon, but that's not really a big part of their DPS. They've still got 3 battlecruisers, the Navy exec, and the Confessor on field for raw DPS, as well as that Vexor and Mauler, which will help out. End of Life down to their own 3 battlecruisers and a Sacrilege. Another ship going down there. End of Life losing. No, that was the Armageddon going down for immediate destruction. I apologize. Now the Vedmak has gone down for End of Life, and it looks like the Punisher is next. It's painted, it's taking damage, it's going to structure. And the End of Life Brutix now is also hard tackled down. It looks like this is going to be a nice sweep here for immediate destruction. End of Life putting up a good fight, but like I said, when you get that momentum, when you do a Logi trade and you kill the Logi first, you're in a big lead, because once you've committed to killing a Logi, you can't half kill it and then trade off. That is the worst thing you do. Once you commit to it, you really have to push through. Vedmak there going down. Sorry, Brutix going down. So once you do that Logi trade, you've got to commit to it, you've got to finish it, and if you are slower, that is a huge setback in the match, and the momentum is definitely against you. Punisher now finally going into structure, finally going down soon, and immediate destruction going into cleanup mode here, and they are going to be going through to the next round. Let's see who they're going to face. They are going to be going through to face... They're going to face, this is immediate destruction, End of Life. They will be going through to face. Aha! Got him. No, that's the predictions of someone, sorry. I'll look that up in a second. We've got the Brutix for a Trurian going down now. Looks like End of Life are not going down without giving immediate destruction a bloody nose. Remember, these ships are lost on Tranquility. These are ships that have to be bought by every alliance, and when they are once they are lost forever. This is not a test server. These are ships people had to buy with their own hard-earned ISK. that Harbinger Navy, now the last ship for End of Life, going down. Immediate Destruction, got to be super happy with our win of End of Life, unfortunately falling out of the tournament for this year, but we've seen them come in year after year after year. I'm sure we'll see End of Life best year. Great time doing the tournament, and it's always fun to watch them come play. And so with that Harb Navy going down, that will be the end of the match, so we will see you soon for the next match on the Elimination Bracket stream. That match is going to Test Alliance Please Ignore, going up against Shattered Foundation at 20 to 4 Eve time. So we will see you in about 10 minutes. See you in a bit.
Eve Dublin returns on August 31st and September 1st for a 2-day event. For tickets and more information, visit evedublin.com.
Hi, I'm Creature Verpio, Test Super Capital FC. My interests are gunning Fortizars and my budding voice acting career. My ideal fleet member is one who has at least one Titan and a Faxol. If you want to fly with me, join Test today.
I remember we set a trap. All we had to do was hold them up and let the big guns do the killing. We had no idea what was coming.
Don't waste my time, space. Double whip on my comet face. Range when I hit that chronic.
So it's hard to fit it all in.
Seven, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Hey guys, welcome back. I'm a very nervous Apothony because my Team Pandemic Legion are playing in the other arena and I'm scared. I'm so scared. But on this arena, we have Test Alliance, Please Ignore, going up against Shattered Foundations in an undermanned Navy Scorpion comp, going for the really sexy ships, but being somewhat undermanned, going up against Test, who have brought some missile badassery and then some lasers on the low end. They've got Barghest, Foon on the top, and then Nerman, Confessor, Vedmak, Purifier, Hound, Malediction down there. Match starting in 20 seconds. I'll be honest, I do have an eye on the PL match on my other monitor, as well as watching you guys in the stream chat. Match starting in just 10 seconds. Okay, and here we go. Let's see how it goes. Let's see how the teams move first. This Underman Shattered Foundation comp. This might be a distributed Tinker by the looks of it. They will come in together. I'm not sure why you'd bring a Thorax for that. There are possibly some better choices, but we'll see how it goes for them. Here we go. Match started. What's the first primary going to be? Let's see if those ETs get going. Looks like they're all balling up pretty well. Got it circling around. Okay, so Basilisk painted from on the Shattered Foundation side, taking a lot of damage, wrapping up as best it can so far. No damage on the Test team yet. The blue team here, Shattered Foundations, are all sat together. I'm not seeing any ET transmissions yet. They're just kind of sat still, not doing a whole lot of much. That Basilisk is taking a lot of damage. Looks like the Hound here for Soldarius on the Test side is taking a lot of damage. He's through his shield, now into his armor, so let's see how he tanks. That Basilisk already in low shield. That guy needs to overheat his boosters. We've got a lot of ret bots landing on him there. He's just sat there. Here come the ETs. You've got the Scorpion ETing him. Yep, so this is a Tinker comp. That's where you just sit all in a tiny ball. You feed your logistics. Oh, Cap, but he's getting low. He's suddenly through snipes here. Huge volleys, putting him down. That's the Basilisk down. That's the Tinker broken, and that typically means that Shattered Foundations are about to have a very, very bad day. Ooh, this does not look good for Shattered Foundations. I mean, Test have even managed to keep their bombers up, and just taking that Basilisk for free. As I was saying before, you feed that Basilisk energy transfers. So instead of having an ASB that you would have on a Basilisk or a Scimitar that eventually runs out of charges, and then your tank just stops and goes away, it just continuously runs and runs and runs and runs, and in theory is unbreakable. That did not happen here. The Basilisk died, as did the Thorax just now. So it looks like Test are going to take a big commanding lead in this match, and it's going to be very, very difficult for Shattered Foundations to do anything, as their entire comp idea was around not losing that Basilisk, and very, very quickly they lost the Basilisk. Let's have a quick eye at the PL Templars match. It looks pretty even at the moment. Oh, nervous times are happening, but back to Test Shattered Foundations. Looks like actually Test are struggling to get damage down. Surprisingly, there's no Logi here, but they're not really getting onto anything. The jams might be affecting their DPS. They've run through the shields of a couple ships. They're not really getting anything down. Looks like there might be some local tankage going on the Shattered Foundations side for a bit of extra buffer, but it's not going to last for long. That Scorpion now running out of shield tank. Another weird thing, seeing a Scorpion shield tanks, that really impacts the amount of jams you can put on the ship. Suddenly bursting through its armor, that Scorpion is going down, down, down. Let's see what the next primary will be here for Test. Still, in fact, managing to keep their bombers alive. Test here going for the clean sweep victory. Test have always been like a really solid AT team, kind of high mid-tier, around that area, always getting it pretty deep through the weekends, but yet to break into that kind of that final four, final eight with super strong deep showings. Maybe this is their year, because this is a fantastic performance from them. Admittedly, not against a particularly strong team from Shattered Foundations. I don't think anybody is going to be surprised with this result, but it does put Test on that path through. They did lose their first match, obviously, to be here, but Test are going to try and make that run as Hydra did through the losers bracket last year. Cerberus now of Lenka 5 taking a bunch of damage on the side of Shattered Foundations. There he goes down, just 3 ships left, the Stork, Practice, and the Scorp Navy left to go down. It's going to take a little while for them to kill, especially the Scorp Navy, as that ship has such a tank. But Test have kept everyone alive. Those bombers are going to do an incredible amount of damage to those battleship hulls. As we see now, the Praxis going very quickly through its shields and into its armament structure soon. We should probably note that who Test are going to go through and face, so they have won this match. Let's have a look at the bracket. And it looks like Test will be facing the loser of match 45, with match 45 being Team Skill going up against Goons. So that could potentially be a Test versus Goons match, which I think may just break the viewer count, as Test are the newest Goon pets. So it'll be Pets versus Masters there if that match happens. But, you know, Goons could win their match. They've been bringing the Mitani as their polarized leader in possibly more than one sense of the word, hashtag puns. So it might even be Test versus Skill in the next round, but we'll have to see there. Looks like the Test team are just surrounding the last 2 ships here. Scorpion Navy going through its armor. Shattered Foundations trying to just do a little bit of damage to the Ineros, but I don't think they're going to get in. It's going to be very difficult to break in with 2 ships, especially with the Scorp that was barely going to apply to an Ineros like that. Scorpion now in armor going down, and it looks like Test are getting that clean sweep victory. As I predicted, they're going to be going through to the next round to face the loser of Goonswarm Federation and Skill yourself. Yep, so also our next match on this stream is going to be... One moment. Okay, our next match on this stream is going to be at 16:20 Eve time. That's going to be Curatores Veritatis Alliance going up against Moist. That's going to be the last match before the break of today. So make sure you tune in for that. And do watch Goonswarm versus Skill yourself on the main stream, which is the next match, at 1600 Eve time. The Stork now of Shattered Foundations, the last bastion of hope for Team Shattered Foundations, is going down. It's neutered, it's grappled, it's painted, it's scrammed, it's going through structure. There we go. And we will see you guys in 25 minutes.
EVE Dublin returns on August 31st and September 1st for a 2-day event. For tickets and more information, visit evedublin.com.
Hi, I'm Creature Verpio, Test Super Capital FC. My interests are gunning Fortizars and my budding voice acting career. My ideal fleet member is one who has at least 1 Titan and a Faxol. If you want to fly with me, join Test today.
I remember we set a trap. All we had to do was hold them up and let the big guns do the killing. We had no idea what was coming.
Don't waste my time, space. Double whip on my comment face. Range when I hit that chronic.
So it's hard to fit it all in.
Seven, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Hello everyone, and welcome back to the elimination bracket for Alliance Tournament 16. I'm Apophany, bringing you Curatores Veritatis Alliance going up against Moist. Moist have brought what looks like a kiting, undermanned cruise/torpedo team, where they're just going to burn away and try and blap huge damage onto big targets. And CVA have brought us something we've seen a fair amount of today, this super top heavy 3 battleship plus exec, then support thing going on. They've got their flag shack going on with some maximum swagger with a Balgorn and a Vindy. Exec for reps, Magus Pontifex for links, Vedmak, Firehound, Punisher. So they've got some high DPS missiles as well. The problem being for the Moist team is that tackle frigates exist. So that Punisher, that Vedmak, the Magus, and the Pontifex all potentially completely ruin their game plan. As once you tackle one of those Logi frigs down, either you stay with it or you do not have reps anymore. Neither of which these teams will want, and it's going to be very difficult to apply as well. I'm really interested, wondering what missiles that have been chosen for the Rattlesnake, Foon Fleet, and Barghest. Rapid heavies are an option, maybe cruises. I haven't been able to look to see actually. Let's actually have a quick look with 15 seconds left to go onto the ships. It looks like they are rolling. I want to say rapid heavies, but I could be wrong there. We shall see. I'm not an absolute expert on the missile hulls, but yes, so match beginning. Let's see what the first primer is going to be and how quickly it dies. If they are rapid heavies, then that is going to be a really hard reload for them. We've got the tackle frids running in the Punisher. In fact, everything burning in as quickly as possible to tie these guys down. We've actually got the Moist team burning in a little bit. That's a bit surprising. First primary is this Vindicator. That's what they're going for here, trying to get a huge amount of DPS and those strong webs off the field. It's already through half hour. Whoa, that's a lot of DPS. Whoa! Whoa, that's a lot of DPS coming out of the Moist team. I think that might be rapid heavies, and the Vindy is down in the first 30 seconds of the match, basically. Holy crap, in exchange for the shields of a hound. Oh my god, that died quickly. Okay, next primary. Looks like the Megas and Pontifex are both taking damage from, I think it's smart bombs coming off of the battleships here. But what is the next primary? Are they reloading already? I don't think they should be. What are they shooting? The Painter is on the Pontifex. There's newts going down from all the utility highs, but we're not seeing anything really burn here. Okay, so, I mean, let's see what goes next. They might have started reload. No, this Pontifex is taking a lot of damage. He's not getting reps from the exec yet, so he's going into structure. Ooh, damn, Pontifex down. This Moist team doing amazingly here. That Typhoon is neuted, webbed, and grappled, so he's going to struggle, but we've already got Vindy Pontifex down. The only real DPS left for CVA is going to be that Leshak, which takes a while to spool up, and the guns on the Bal. I'm assuming they're doing a gun Bal, because that's kind of what you want to do in the Alliance tournament. Having a full rack of 8 newts is a bit of a waste. Sorry, 7, however many highs the Bal has. But yeah, so they're actually kind of low on DPS now. Whoa, Typhoon suddenly taking a lot of damage. That must be the Leshak spooling up. Scalpel and Kieran possibly being pulled away. It's got reps on it. It's struggling to stay alive. No, Foon down. That's a lot of DPS gone for the Moist team. It's 24 points to 29. Moist in the lead, but this could still go any way. Let's see what goes next. The exec does have jamming drones on it. That might explain why the Vindy died so fast as well. Looks like the Bal is taking damage next. It's painted. It's going into its armor. Let's see how much damage they can do. Barghest, TD'd. Hopefully guidance disruptors rather than regular TDs. Regular TDs not going to be very useful on a missile ship. Let's see how it goes. I'm wondering where all that DPS has gone. Bomb goes off, killing the rep drones of probably both teams there by the looks of it. Alright, so Balgorn now half armor, exec seemingly jammed. No, a few reps are coming in as best they can, but the Barghest is going down, and I think this might be the point where the match turns against Moist. If they can't save this Barghest, it's dropping out of structure, and it is down. Barghest down, leaving just the Rattlesnake and the Fleet Foon and the Hound for DPS on the Moist side. That's still a lot of DPS, but it might not be enough to break through the reps of the exec unless they get really lucky with their jam cycles, as we can see with this Balgorn holding in about 2/3 armor at the moment. That Vindy kill was amazing, but Moist did not have the follow-up to pull it through, but they are not out yet. They may be on reload at the moment. Looks like no particular hard damage is going down. Hound took a little bit of damage, but it got repped up by the Scalpel and Kieran. Actually, yeah, they're doing fine so far. So a little bit of a stalemate here as the teams reposition and move around. And we've reached kind of like the midpoint of this match where teams are going, here we go, Balgorn taking more damage. Looks like those missiles are hitting. Once again, Rattlesnake being muted down here, trying to turn off its hardener so it can't tank as well. It's going down bottom of its shield, but the Balgorn's getting low as well. Only a third of its armor left. But the Rattlesnake's getting worryingly low there. Into its armor, bleeding through. Looks like this Rattlesnake isn't going to last much longer unless it's got an ASB. It'll pull out of nowhere. Nope, down through the last of its armor. Going into structure. If the Rattlesnake goes down, this is lights out from Moist most likely. Half structure. Rattlesnake, come on. Little bit of rep coming through from Scalpel and Kieran. Scalpel and Kieran muted enough. Yet Rattlesnake goes down. Only two DPS ships left from Moist, one battleship in the form of the Fleet Typhoon and the Hound Bomber. Moist again opening this match explosively, but not having the follow through. That Balgorn, super low armor, but the exec doing what it can to keep it up. Might even have a local rep on it, just running as best it can. Maybe a reactive hardener to just really push itself against whatever type of missile the Fleet Typhoon is using. Remember, missiles just do one flat damage type. You get to choose it, but once you've chosen it, you're doing it until you reload. Fleet Typhoon receiving jams, nukes, webs, grapples, scrammed. Fleet Typhoon going down through structure, and with it the last hope of Moist's AT16 play. Looks like Moist are going to be dropping out of the match, but hoo boy, what a game they have given us here. That was fantastic. Let's see. Can they kill anything else before they die, though? Given that they only have the Scalpel and the Kieran left, probably not. Webbed, muted, as they have been the whole match. Have a really tough life for Logifigs if they don't have anyone screening for them. Curators Veritatis Alliance were just completely able to control the tempo of the match. They could go where they wanted, move where they wanted, as Moist just had no control. They had a ton of DPS, and Logifigs do a lot of reps, but if you can't control the match, then you're really going to struggle unless you end it very quickly, which is what they tried, and they killed that Vindy very quickly, but they just couldn't keep it going. So just a Scalpel left here, and as that goes down, we will be going to, I believe, a break. Let me just check the schedule. Yep, there we go. So after this match, as the Scalpel goes down, we will be having the day's break, after which we will have 3 matches in a row. That's 1700, the Weekend Warriors versus Unspoken Alliance, 1720, Losecnia Shulupin versus Wormhole Poverty Law Foundation, and 1740, Centipede Caliphate versus Gangbang Team. I will see you guys at 1700 Eve time.
Hydra.
Is this a question?
I mean,
is this a real question?
I've asked a question for every
I know,
round.
right? Tempest Calcif is so
Yeah,
good.
just
They
skip
have
it.
such tournament pedigree.
Yeah, they're so good, dude. Yeah, skip it and move on. Hydra.
Massive Snuffleet, massive Snuffleet.
That's friendly.
Is that what you are,
Relax, dude.
Dude,
That's
that's
not
what
snuff. That's 3 snuff and an
Are you
Ardra.
kidding me?
Jesus Christ, are you the last Spartan?
I know how to name drop too. Sergeant, I would say it wrong. Patrick Archer, Harvey Skywalker, CCP. Good at me, and I'll say it correct the first time, and then after that I'll mispronounce it. Yeah.
Two Abaddons.
Two Abaddons.
Did I say 3?
Yes. Where's he catching reps from? Is the Proteus repping here?
Could be.
But you can't have cap transfers on an Executor. Remote tracking booster?
No.
Docking request denied.
Hello everyone, welcome back. We've had the break, we've had a bit of time for a snack and a drink. We now have the elimination match of the Weekend Warriors against Unspoken Alliance for Alliance Tournament 16. I'm Apothony, your host for the elimination bracket. Today, you'll see me again actually on the main stream, hosting next weekend. But let's not get too ahead of ourselves. Right now we have two comps, another set of Battlecruiser heavy comps, but the low end slightly different. We've got some Logifrigs coming out of the Weekend Warriors, which I love to see. Big fan of Logifrigs in their very heavy BC comp with some hacks supporting the Hyena for webs, Masonesis, because it's 1 point. Why wouldn't you bring it? And on Unspoken Alliance, we have the Aneros, more standard Logi, then a couple BCs, in fact 5 of them, then Vedback Thorax Purifier Hound. That's a lot of damage on both sides. This is going to be a very explosive match, hopefully very close fought, and we shall see how it goes as the match is due to start in just under a minute here. Oh, excuse me, I had to cough for a moment. Right, so I'd love to see what you guys in chat think about the beginning of this match. Even though the teams are a little bit similar, we do have different warpins. We've got the Weekend Warriors very, very staggered out, and quite close to the center of the field, whereas Unspoken Alliance have been a bit more cautious with their warpin. I think that'll serve them well as they can just kind of choose what they want to primary and go for it, as they are in the close angle positions. They're as close as you can spawn, in fact, when you do the warpin. So very close ranges. So things will be exploding right at the beginning of the match, which is in 5, 4, 3. We see those boosts going off, defense bars going up. What's going to die first? What's going to be the first primaries? It looks like it is going to be, as they lock each other up, the Deacon. Whoa, straight through shields. Need to get those reps on quickly. Looks like the Deacon and the Thalia for Weekend Warriors are trying to get that transversal up, burning down. Looks like they are AB fit. They should be yet. The reps going on, so that's fine. No damage yet on the Unspoken Alliance team. Looks like their beasts are burning in. Oh, there we go. Some damage on a Purifier. Looks like Unspoken are trying to burn away. I wonder if the ships on the side of on the side of Weekend are blaster fit. That might explain the lack of damage so far. Unspoken kiting them away, but you've got to be careful of the edge of arena, as certain members of my alliance know. We've got Weekend Warriors in full chase here, trying to get anything down. We have the blue Vedmak here for Unspoken Web. He's slowing down. The Purifier also getting caught a little behind. Whoa, Brutix Navy issue of Weekend taking a lot of damage here, going down close to structure. Very dangerous zone he's in now. The Thalia and the Deacon need to get some reps on him as best they can, but they're a little bit out of position here. Oh, first ship down is going to be that Purifier from the Unspoken Alliance. Got some jams going down here. Navy Brutex living to win, but we are getting pretty close to the edge of the arena here. The Aneros, for example, out at 94k. Got to be careful not to boundary. Got 125k boundary. That Brutix Navy issue living as long as it possibly can, living to win, getting the reps as best it can. But no, it is going down. Tied up 1-1 Purifier for Navy Brutix. That trade favors Unspoken, but Unspoken are now pinned up against the wall there. Vedmak is the next one taking damage, and it goes down even. The Harb Navy issue of Thomas Ripentius being the next primary, taking out some more of that core damage of the Weekend Warriors, whereas Unspoken are losing their bottom end. Deimos is webbed and jammed on the side of the Weekend Warriors. Navy Harpy getting some reps now as the Thalia and Deacon reposition. Unspoken Alliance is taking a little bit of damage, but mostly trying to take care of that Thorax. Trying to keep up with each other. Let's have a little quick check of ranges. No, we still haven't even gone beyond 100k yet, so the teams look to be fine, being very aware of that boundary. We're so close though. That Thorax getting low into armor, but the Navy Harp barely holding in half armor as well. A little bit more damage and he's in trouble. Hound of Agumon suddenly taking a lot of damage here. That's a lot of damage going down for the Unspoken Alliance, but no, the Thorax goes first, possibly followed shortly by the Hound, but no, on the other side of Weekend Warriors, their Navy Harp is going into low armor all of a sudden. Oh, it's a DPS race here if ever I've seen one. Brutix Navy issue of 3 tiers, suddenly taking damage as well, but that Hound needs to be finished off. That's a lot of damage you can get rid of with very little EHP. The Aneros is doing his best to keep it up, but it looks like the Aneros is damped out of range of repping it. Yep, it is. The Hound is all the way over on the far side of the arena. He's got the Hyena on him. And the Zealots sitting at the back. Zealots amazing at taking out small stuff. And now the two teams really have clashed into close range of each other. That Harb Navy issue burning through structure now. That's a pickup that Unspoken really, really need. We have, once the Navy Harb goes down, it's going to be 2 battle cruisers, 2 hacks of DPS against those 5 battle cruisers core. So still a ton of damage on both sides of that. You need to finish that Harb Navy. You can't let it run back up. There it goes. Harb Navy down. Both sides still super even. Unspoken ahead in points. 30 to 14 against Weekend Warriors, but still all to fight for here. Those jams going across all of the ships of Unspoken, probably drones, super, super difficult. That Sinesis taking damage now, possibly a ship annoying with tackling. Maybe it's got mid-slot jammers fitted, that's most likely. You have a ton of spare mids there, but the Sinesis does go down. It's now 7 ships to 6 left, and the Zealot suddenly taking damage. He's going to want to activate his DCU soon to just survive as long as possible. The Thalia and the Deacon are staying close to their bros, but it looks like the Zealot is way out of range of their reps. They're trying to get over to him, but they've got to be careful that Aneros is in the middle, and they're trying to keep it there. The Aneros of Unspoken Alliance is surrounded. It's dropping through armor. Looks like it's not long left of this world, but the Zealot is also taking damage. By the looks of it, he's activated his DCU, taking a lot less damage, and there it goes down the Aneros. Big pickup for the weekend. This is the part where it may start to swing in their direction, as the Thalia and the Dika give them so much and sustain now that Unspoken don't have their Logi anymore. Navy Brutix now taking a lot of damage. It's webbed the rest of the ship to jam. Scram web by the Deimos, in fact. Navy Brutix taking a lot of damage, but the Zealot of Neurotox is running out of armor. That Thalia and Deacon need to get more reps on it if it's going to survive. They have not won the match yet. It is still all to play for here. It's an advantage to the Weekend Warriors. It is not a win. Zealot going down, low armor, but the Brutix Navy issue suddenly taking terrible chunks of damage, as my old Alliance leader would say, going down into structure. Is it going to die before the Zealot? It looks like it will, dropping through structure as the Zealot just gets a few reps down, but Thalia and Deacon being worth their weight in gold in this match. Brutix Navy goes down, and I would assume that would be enough damage left to repair that Zealot. Yet we see it going back up. Looks like Weekend Warriors are going to be able to stabilize, not lose any more ships unless something goes terribly, terribly wrong. Hardy now for Tribal Trogdor of Unspoken Alliance, taking a lot of damage straight through its armor like it wasn't even there, into structure, dropping down, and Weekend Warriors are transitioning into cleanup mode here. This is the part where they can unpucker somewhat, relax a little bit, because they are properly in the lead now. Things have gone their way, but it was so close for so much of that match. A lot of times 80 matches can be decided just in the first couple of minutes, but this was a fantastic back and forth match, and absolutely why you should be watching the elimination pits and not just focusing on the teams you expect to win the tournament, because even some of the lower tier teams, when paired up against each other, when they're of equal skill, you get amazing matches just like this one. Hurricane of CC Awas now going down through structure. Going to be only 2 ships left for Unspoken Alliance as they are knocked out of the Alliance tournament. But whoa, Hyena for Weekend suddenly tackled, not even tackled, just blapped out of existence. You can't relax that much. That's a Hyena you've got to pay for now and need to replace for your following matches weekend. Can't quite fall asleep at the desk just yet. Zealot repped back to full, however, that's likely going to survive the rest of the match. 3 minutes left and just a Navy Harb and Brutix left on field for Unspoken Alliance. Let's see if they can finish them off in the last 3 minutes. They should be able to, but it looks like they've started to relax and loot the field. Weekend Warriors now chasing down the Brutix of Tiber Maracadi. He's trying to run away, elongate the match as best he can, trying to save the ship, save the ISK, as of course these are all ships that the alliances had to buy on Tranquility. This is not pre-seeded, this is not Thunderdome, this is real TQ, this is ships that someone has mined, researched, refined, done the industry for. I'm not an industrialist, I don't exactly know the crazy voodoo magic that they do to get it, but that's something like that. Ooh, Deacon suddenly taking a bunch of damage, but Thalia should catch him just fine, trying to catch him off guard, as they did with Hyena, but reps are on him now from the Thalia. He should be fine. Brutix taking damage now, going through his armor tank, and that will be it, unfortunately, for the Unspoken Alliance in this tournament. Weekend Warriors, they will be going through our losers bracket. Let's see who they'll be facing. Weekend Warriors will be facing brave collective by the looks of it. Solid AC team in years past, but they're already in the losers bracket for this round, and unfortunately Unspoken will be dropping out of the tournament altogether. Last chip on field hill, Navy Harp looks like he's jammed out. Weekend Warriors slowly moving towards him like a pack of predatory animals approaching a prey that they already know they've got the kill on. Barely moving, jammed. It's Harp Navy, gonna go down. And with that, Unspoken will be out of the tournament. Next match coming up on this channel will be, if I take a little look at the schedule, I now regret where I've banged my push to talk, but it's too late to change that now. Next match will be at 17:20, that's in just 10 minutes from now. That's going to be Lerseknaya Shalupin versus Wormhole Poverty Law Firm. Two difficult team names to say quickly, but that's for me at 17:20. Great match there. So that will be in 10 minutes. Now all we have to do is sit back and watch this Harb Navy slowly die as the Weekend Warriors catch up to it and cement their victory, getting them some more ship skins and moving through to the next round of the tournament. Let's have a look at stream chat, see what people are saying. Hi guys, yeah, that was a Hero Harb for a while. Let's see. The red team, Weekend Warriors here, ships finally getting on top of the Harb Navy issue and start pummeling him into submission. And Weekend Warriors with a really nice, very DPS heavy comp. I love seeing Logifrigs used well, and they certainly were used well here. This is a really nice comp. I'm looking forward to seeing the Weekend Warriors in the rest of the tournament. We will be seeing them next weekend, weekend 3. They've made it through to the next weekend. Good job, Weekend Warriors even. And I hope we'll be seeing Unspoken Alliance in future tournaments. I hope they had a great time practicing, a good bit of fun as the Alliance tournament is. I tend to find that the practices are the best part of the Alliance tournament for me. You know, just hanging out with your bros, theory crafting some spaceships, having some explosion. It's a great time. Looks like the Harb Navy is wrapping up a little bit, but that's the match timer out. See you guys in 10 minutes.
They force me doing the same things they did last time. They're just charging straight in towards the enemy. They have no fear.
For good fights, make it brave.
Hi, my name is Durhadur, Dreaded CEO Emeritus. My interests include streaming. Hey, speaking of streaming, you should check out my Twitch channel, twitch.tv/Durhadur, multidollarmediaempire.com. Check out my Twitter, twitter.com/Durhadur, multidollarmediaempire.com.
Warp drive active.
You have some of the crew getting ready? Right here we got the commentating booth, and last but not least, the studio. Come on, look. Hope you guys enjoyed the stream.
Hi, I'm Grand Arcana, Test Alliance Head Diplomat. My interests are negotiating backroom deals and glazing the blue donut. My ideal fleet member is your entire corporation. If you want to fly with me, join Test today.
Hey guys, welcome back to ATXVI Elimination Bracket. I'm Epiphany, bringing you what I believe my esteemed Alliance CEO, Elise Randolph, would call a match that is going to be somewhat clowny. We have two underman setups here. Losecnia Shilupin bringing a shield, like T2 resist focused comp with a rapier, with the shield zealot. That's a thing. And then Wormhole Poverty Law Foundation just bringing a whole lot of blaster in your face damage. I cannot complain about that. We got a Vindy, we got the Navy Mega, we got the Damnation, Guardian Vigilant, Akati, Thorax Punisher. All the super cool blaster ships are present here, and they are going to be trying to ram them down Losecnia Shilupin's gullet. As hopefully Losecnia Shilupin attempt to kite away. We do not have long until this match starts, but when we get there, we will see how it goes. That rapier will need to probably screen just as much as it possibly can. It won't have enough webs to do everything, but it's going to have to try as they kite away. Here we go, match starting in 20 seconds. Remember, Losecnia Shilupin was one of the first matches I ever casted to the Alliance tournament during my first casting with CCP back in AT12. Wow, 5 years now, cracky. Anyway, match starting in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's go. What's the first primary going to be? Lynx going off. The Wormhole Poverty team, half the team isn't moving. Come on, get going, Mr. Navy Mega. There we go at last. Only took you 10 seconds, but then again, the Munin and the Cerberus for Losecnia also not moving. Guys, come on, you need to go. You've got Megathron holds bearing down on you. Get moving. Come on, have you disconnected or something? Well, they're going to be in a lot of trouble. We've got the Thorax Wormhole taking damage first. We're going to have to see if the Guardian can hold him up. It's trying so far. It's going okay. Cerberus for Deistar still not moving. The other ships are, though. Deus, come on, wake up, buddy. You're in an AT match. And there goes the Hecate suddenly out of nowhere getting webbed and blapped instantly with all that volley. Thorax still in trouble, but the Guardian is repping as best it can. Punisher taking a little bit of damage here, but no damage yet applied to the Losecnia team. This is crazy. Are they just struggling to get in range? I can't see that. It looks like Losecnia have... Oh, there we go. What do we lose there? Punisher? Yeah, Punisher goes down. It looks like the Wormhole team, with all their DPS, is sat on top of this Cerberus, but it is being held up. That T2 tank, possibly ADCU as well. We've got rep up surrounding the Bazzi, and then the Bazzi repping the serve up, keeping it fine, and it looks like Wormhole Poverty are going to be in a lot of trouble here because they have all their damage at 0 on this Cerberus. They are barely making a dent. Maybe that will change when the ADCU runs out, as we're seeing it start to lose a bit of health now, but there are 2 more ships with ADCUs that they will need to burn through, and this is given the opportunity for Losecnia to pull range, get to where they want. Serb now slowly moving away, even though it is, you know, Vindy webbed and what have you. Thorax taking a little bit more damage. Actually, the Guardian now taking damage on the Wormhole side. Looks like, yep, he's just got a web on him. They might be switching damage there. And the Serbs still just tanking absolutely fine. If I remember correctly, Cerberus is a Kaldari T2, so they're fine against thermal primarily, so that's going to be a big part of the blaster damage there that it's mitigating. So very difficult primary for Wormhole to burn through, as we are seeing here, even with it painted and webbed as it is. Wormhole Poverty Law Foundation now taking a bunch of damage to the Guardian. It does seem to be tanking okay, but we're in a bit of a stalemate at this point. It's 7 points to 3 in favor of Losecnia Shilupin, so still could go either way at this point, but it might be an idea to stop shooting the Serb and something else, because they are clearly not breaking it, especially now that the Serb has all those rep bots on it as well. It is tanking absolutely fine, but they are pushing the Guardian through its paces, trying to keep everything else up. Let's see, where are we going? We have the Thorax Wormhole just kind of loosely rolling around. Looks like it's going for that Sleipnir maybe. It's trying to catch it. Looks like it's going to try and get some tackle there, but no, Sleipnir burns away. We have the Vigilant actually way out of position. Not sure what it's doing over there. That's a Vigilant of Davak Katilo for Wormhole Poverty. He's just kind of out on his own, doing his own thing, and as such, he's taking a ton of damage. He's getting farther and farther away from the reps of that Guardian, so he'll probably be going into fall off soon, meaning that there are less reps applied. Now that he's webbed, that means that shooting him is going to be a ton easier, and he is barely struggling to hold in low armor. Still no real damage coming onto Losecnia. They really need to get off that Cerberus and onto something else. They are just not breaking it. We are at, what, 3.5 minutes, over 3.5 minutes in the match. They have not managed to break through the Cerb yet, but they are just keeping pounding on it and sending half of their DPS in random other directions. The Mega Navy issue and the Vigilant have come over, look like they've come onto the Basilisk, but not seeming to be able to dent its armor all that much. Vigilant starting to bleed into structure. Thorax taking a bit of damage as well. Basilisk now finally taking some damage, but it seems to be tanking fine. That ASB will have a good number of charges left in it yet, and that Vigilant still bleeding through that structure, trying to stay wrapped up from the Guardian, but it is struggling. Boy, is it struggling. Okay, looks like they have given up on that Cerberus entirely at last, and the main blob is moving on. That Damnation is really far away, but that's a missile ship, so that's fine. The Thorax and the Guardian burning in now. Looks like our Vindicator is joining the party, but the Thorax suddenly going into structure as well as the Vigilant gets repped back up. No, Thorax down. That's a big chunk of DPS lost to the Wormhole Poverty Law Foundation. They're already starting to make it out, but now here we go. Here's the big deal. Vindy, Navy, Mega getting on that Basilisk. If they can kill that Basilisk without losing anything else, Wormhole do have a shot at winning this match. It's only 11-3 so far in favour of Losecnia. Whoa, Basilisk suddenly through armor. All that DPS finally applying. There it goes. Basilisk down. Now it's EHP versus EHP, but the Guardian on the side of Wormhole will help them so much. This is where Wormhole turn things around after a tricky start if they can. We're halfway through the match. Points are 20-11 in favour of Wormhole Poverty Law Foundation, but that Guardian's getting really low. They need to pick off some DPS so it can hold. Munin getting low into shield. ADCU will help, but it's already getting low into its armor. They need to pick it off before they lose that Guardian. Guardian needs to live in order to sustain this match a bit longer. They do have it tackled down by the looks of it, yet they're all sat right on top of that Munin. Redbot's going on it, but no. Oh, Guardian drops exactly the same time as the Munin. Trading the Guardian for a Munin. That doesn't favour Wormhole Poverty, but they do have a lot of EHP in the form of the Vindy and the Mega and the Damnation that Losecnia have to go through. That's probably why they're shooting the Vigilant. It's the highest damage to lowest EHP ship left, so it's a very intelligent primary there. Looks like that Wormhole are going for the Sleipnir. Minmatar tank, so that's very easy for hybrids to blast through, but the Sleipnir does have a huge local tank to take advantage of, though no ADCU like the lower parts of that. So you've got to just kind of go what you got here, although it looks like the Mega Navy and the Vigilant are sat together. Ooh, Vigilant popping there. Looks like they're both trying to get the Sleipnir down, but they're both a little bit far away for blaster damage, I have to say. Now it's a Vindy, Navy, Mega, and Damnation up against a Vulture, Sleipnir, Zealot, Cerberus, and Rapier. So back in Losecnia Schlupen's favor, 38-31. This is still a super close match. Looks like they're going for the Vindicator next, getting rid of those scary webs. Rather than the Navy Mega or the Damnation, which you can just leave to last. It's got a ton of EHP and very little DPS. It does provide links, but I'm assuming they'll leave that to last. Vindy taking a lot of damage, but so is the Sleipnir. Let's see that Sleipnir ASB run. It should have a huge local tank to burn through, but again, T2 Minmatar resists. Not strong against the blasters of the Vindy and the Navy Mega. Here it goes, dropping down through the last of its shield. Are there going to be any boosts? Vindy going down into hull now. I think we might be losing the Vindy before we lose the Sleipnir. Then again, is Galente. If it's got a damage control, that's still a fair bit of the HP to chuck through. Oh, come on. Let's see who's going to die first. Looks like it's going to be the Vindy. And with that, that will probably cement it for Losecnia there. Oh, Vindy, come on. You need to finish that Sleipnir. If you can get it through armor and hull, it doesn't have much, but something huge chunk coming out of Vindicator's structure. Vindy goes down. Only real DPS left for the Wormhole guys is that Navy Mega, and it has to burn through so many ships. That Zealot and that Serb, we've already seen how powerful the ADCU is on the Serb. They couldn't even break the Serb under reps with the Bazzi, but now I don't think there's much hope left for the Wormhole Poverty Law Foundation, but a fantastic match. Navy Mega now taking a bunch of damage. We've got some rep bots on it doing the best it can. May have a local rep there as well. Sleipnir going through armor. The Sleipnir may not survive the match, but I don't think Wormhole guys will survive the match either. Now it's just a case of killing as much as you can for getting the points. Not that they matter because you're out of the tournament, just causing your opponent a bloody nose on their way out. Sleipnir now, dropping through the last of its armor. I didn't really see any boosts come from it. I may have missed it, but it might just not have had an ASB fit. Generally, you do want to fit an ASB to your Sleipnirs. There it goes through structure now. They do kill that Sleipnir before the Mega Navy goes down. Mega Navy now in half structure, going down slowly to the combined firepower of the Vulture, Zealot, and Serb. Maybe a little DPS from the Rapier, but not likely much. Mega Navy finally there, going down at last, leaving just the Damnation, which is going to take a heckin' while to kill. And while they do that, let's take a quick look at the bracket. Our next match of the day and our final match on the B stream is going to be Centipede Caliphate versus Gangbang Team. That's 1740 Eve time in 10 minutes. The winners of this match looking to be Lurseknia Shalupin. Let's see who they're going to go on and face. They are going to be going on to face... It is going to be Solaris Titanium, better known as Slice, in the second round of the elimination bracket. Yep, so they'll be going through to face their Damnation now in half armor. Just a bit of cleanup, bit of looting going on. So do check in 9 minutes for that match coming up. Our last match of the day, Centipede Caliphate going up against Gangbang Team. And that will be the last match of the day on the B stream, our next match. And then make sure you are multi-twitching the main stream. What have they got on at the moment? They're currently having some chat show, but they will be casting... Next mainstream will have Tuskers versus Purple Helmeted Warriors, also at 1740. Well, that's going to be a fantastic match, I hope. Damnation now finally going through structure, and that is the end of our penultimate match of our stream here. So I'll see you guys in 10 minutes for the final elimination match of the day.
EVE Dublin returns on August 31st and September 1st for a 2-day event. For tickets and more information, visit evedublin.com.
Hi, I'm Creature Verpio, Test Super Capital FC. My interests are gunning Fortizars and my budding voice acting career. My ideal fleet member is one who has at least one Titan and a Faxol. If you want to fly with me, join Test today.
I remember we set a trap. All we had to do was hold them up and let the big guns do the killing. We had no idea what was coming.
Don't waste my time, space, double web on my comment, face, range when I hit that chronic.
So it's hard to fit it all in.
Seven, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Hey guys, welcome back to the last match of the B stream today. Though we have Centipede Caliphate going up against Gangbang Team, we have a really nice armor team coming out here for Centipede Caliphate, but they only have a T1 Logi. So a lot of DPS, but not that many reps. And Gangbang Team have even fewer reps in the form of a single Kirin. They went for a 1 T2 Logi Frag. We have seen it before, actually, from a very good team. I think it was like Volta or Tuskers or someone. Maybe even Vidra brought a single Logifig with one of their comps. But they have got a Widow, Raven, Tengu, Serb, Hugin, Gila, Jackdaw, Kirin, Purifier, Hound, with the Widow and potentially even the Tengu providing a lot of jams. Very excited to see how that's fit. But it looks like the Tengu is in fact missile fit. I want to say hams or rapid lights there. Not entirely sure, but it is a missile fit Tengu. It's not a Jamgu. I'm very excited to see this match. I kind of get the feeling that the Centipede Caliphate, just armor brute force team, is going to burn down the Gangbang team. But with that Widow, you know, if the jams land, man, the jams land. There will be a lot of links coming from the 3 battle cruisers of Centipede Caliphate, so that's potentially got some info links to help them against the Widow. Remember, this is a shield Widow, so it has to consider tank versus jams. The more tank you have, the less jams you have. The more jams you have, the less tank you have. And here in 30 seconds, we will see the match starting. You have Gangbang Team all coming in at max range, a little bit more spread of Centipede Caliphate. They're not that close, but they're not that far either at the start, so I'm assuming we're going to see Centipede Caliphate just burn straight down into Gangbang Team, get all that DPS on, shoot what they want, and those bombers possibly as first primaries, as they represent very high DPS, very low EHP targets, and what the prime is going to be as the match starts right now. Ships getting up to speed, locks happening, command bursts going off. Looks like the thorax on Centipede Caliphate's side is getting painted, but that Purifier, like I predicted, getting blapped instantly there. Thorax taking a lot of damage. What's next? It is going to be, as the guns decycle. Oh, Widow finally locking ships up, jamming the Navy Brutix, jamming the Deimos, jamming the Exec. Looks like it should have a couple Galente jammers down, but the Hound's down as well. In just 30 seconds, Gangbang Team losing a big part of their DPS in the form of those 2 bombers. That's easily 1,000 DPS lost from their side of the field. Then now Thorax taking a lot of damage from Centipede Caliphate, but it is holding. There's a lot of rep drones there. They seem to be swarming the Exec at the moment, but it looks like the reps of the Exec are holding the Thorax just fine, despite it being primaried. Mauler taking a bit of damage now, Sacrilege being webbed taking a bit of damage. Looks like the next primary is going to be the Kirin to remove what few reps the Gangbang Team do have. Nice pick off. To kill it, you may want to get a web on it or something, but they seem to be doing okay so far, as it does not have a rep buddy to rep it up. It's just relying on rep bots and what have you. And yep, there it goes down. Third pick off here for Centipede Caliphate. They are just pushing through the support wing of Gangbang Team before they head on to the core. Gangbang Team failing to make much of an impact here. They've lost 3 ships and have not made much of a dent into the armor tank of any of Centipede Caliphate's ships. Thorax took a bit of damage earlier, but he's holding fine just now. Widow jamming as best it can, but the Widow is now getting muted. The Widow does not have a great deal of cap life. And if you're trying to fit a shield tank and jams on it, you don't have much space for cap boosters either. So it's going to really struggle. Whoa, Hugin suddenly down out of nowhere. The volley from all of those ships is super hardcore, but now suddenly the Navy Harbinger taking a lot of damage. Maybe it'll go down if they get some lucky jams on the Exec, but this is going very poorly indeed from the Gangbang Team. Navy Harb going into armor. Looks like we do have a jam on the Exec at the moment. Need to get those rep bots across. They're traveling across the field by the looks of it. Hopefully he'll hold if Centipede Caliphate want the whitewash. They're burning through that Serb now. He needs to get his ADCU going, but he's already in low shield, where the majority of his EHP is going to be both from how they're tanking their ships and from just being a Kaldari ship. That Harb Navy is getting very, very low. Looks like the jams are being effective for now. Harb Navy going down through structure. Our Gangbang Team going to bloody the nose of Centipede Caliphate? Yes, they are. Navy Harb goes down. Oh, at the same time as the Serb. Trading the Navy Harb for the Serb. You know, in a lot of cases that might be a good trade, but given how much they've lost already, Centipede Caliphate are still in a commanding position with a 31-point to 15-point victory here. It looks like they're going for the Gila next. Gila, not as a popular choice this year, given the limitation to T1 drones. Still quite a strong ship and a nice slot if you've just got 10 points left over in a shield comp, as it's pretty versatile with the drones and missiles. Gila taking suddenly a lot of damage as the damage applies from all those battle cruisers and hacks, and there it goes down. However, Brutic's Navy issue of my boy Ryu Chaos taking a ton of damage here. Looks like the exec is still jammed, and the gangbang team are slowly working their way through. That Widow must have a couple Galente jammers going for it. It's just stopping the exec being useful, but now it is the turn of the Tengu to be the primary of the Centipede Caliphate team, already halfway through its shield, going down more quickly than the Navy Brutix is. As it is only a T3 cruiser, those typically rely on either a local tank or resists a tank rather than the raw HP of those faction battlecruisers, and yet there it does go down very quickly to that overwhelming DPS of the Centipede Caliphate team, leaving Gangbang team with only 3 ships left on field: the Widow, Raven, and Jackdaw. Maybe Wildkins is AFK, maybe he's just screaming at his computer for all of the jam cycles that are successfully going on him. Looks like the Jackdaw's next. It has been caught by the Thorax and the Mauler, and the Zealot coming in as well to finish off, whereas the rest of the Centipede team going up to take down the Widow now, as the Jackdaw is finished off. Widow now in half shield. Ryu Chaos catching a few reps now from the exec. Looks like it managed to be freed of the jam cycle. They're taking down the Widow, so no jams no more. Widow going quickly through armor, going to drop through structure. Penultimate ship here for Gangbang team going down is Centipede. Sail through the elimination bracket to their next round. Gangbang team unfortunately being eliminated from the tournament. Let's have a little look at who Centipede are going to face next. Centipede will be facing the Velour Accords, very strong team with their Macarial flagship. Velour lost to, it was either, I think it was Vidra or Hydra last round, or Vidra as you're supposed to say. So that'll be a great match to watch there. Velour probably the favourites, but Centipede showing off a great strong comp here. So they've certainly got a chance there. And then the winner of that match will be going up against Solar Titanium versus Losetnia Shalupin. All of these matches should be going on next weekend, so make sure you tune in for that. And as we watch the final Raven for Gangbang team going down through structure, it's my turn to say goodbye to you guys. Thank you so much for watching the Alliance tournament this weekend, my solo cast, and the losers bracket last weekend. Make sure you switch over and watch the main stream. There's a bunch more matches going on here, and then the next 3 weekends as well are all going to be fantastic. This is Apophany signing off for the Alliance tournament 16 elimination bracket.
I don't know how much the...
Hydra.
Is this the question?
I mean,
is this a real question?
I've asked a question for every
I know,
round.
right? Tempest Calcif is so
Yeah,
good.
just
They
skip
have
it.
such tournament pedigree.
Yeah, they're so good, dude. Yeah, skip it and move on. Hydra.
Massive snuff fleet, massive snuff fleet, massive snuff
That's
fleet.
friendly.
Is that
Relax,
with you,
dude.
Dude,
That's
that's
not
okay.
snuff. That's 3 snuff and an
Are you
Ardra.
kidding me?
Jesus Christ, are you the last Spartan?
I know how to name drop too.
Name drop too. Name drop too.
Sergeant, I always say it wrong. Patrick Archer, Harvey Skywalker, CCP, good at me, and I'll say it correct the first time, and then after that I'll mispronounce it. Yeah.
Two Abaddons.
Two Abaddons.
Two Abaddons. Did I say 3?
Yes. Where's he catching reps from? Is the Proteus repping here?
could be.
But you can't have cap transfers on an Executor. A remote tracking booster?
No.
Docking request denied.